Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is working. I am going to be going live with Taylor, who's currently in the mentorship group. And so I thought we would talk a little bit about our program. Taylor, you might have to ask to join. There we go, view request. Experience with the mentorship program and kind of how it's benefited her practice. Hi.
Good. How are you doing?
How are you?
Of course.
Good. Thanks for coming on. Okay, so a little bit about, guys, this is Taylor. A little bit about the program. It is a 12-week program for OTs and OTAs, and it's a mixture of on-demand and live sessions. I wanted to create this program because I felt like there was a significant lack in mentorship out there, and I feel like it does such a disservice to our profession. We are given enough information out of college to be a generalist, and then we get into our career, and as a brand new therapist, have so much to learn and so much to know to help treat all the different types of, for me, pediatric kids we're seeing. And so without that support and mentorship, I feel like we are doing a disservice to our therapists, and we are not helping them grow into the really great professionals they can be. So I started this group about a year and a half ago. And it's been awesome, and I've loved working with all of the therapists. We are currently in enrollment, and we have 3 spots left in each of the groups. So for the live portion of this program, we'll be meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays. You pick which one at 8 p.m. Eastern, and there are 3 spots left. Enrollment closes Monday if there are still spots open. Most typically, we don't end up staying open till Monday because it closes earlier. So Taylor, I just wanted to bring you on so you can give us a little bit of your experience with the group. Do you want to share with everyone kind of your background with OT? How long have you been in OT?
Yeah.
What has that looked like for you?
I graduated with my bachelor's in health science in 2019, and then I went straight to grad school. I got my master's in occupational therapy at Sacred Heart, and I graduated in August of 21. I got a job in Roxbury, Massachusetts, at a charter school. I'm the only OT, and it's the small charter school, and I'm just staying there. And that started in January of 22. So I knew I was going into a job being the only therapist. So I was scared. And then about 4 or 5 months into it, I realized I wanted mentorship, and there was no one really to reach out to because we're not a district. We stand alone as a charter school. So that's when I realized that I really want to continue learning more. And I did like continuing ed courses, but I realized I wanted something more hands-on and direct. So when looking and saw the enrollment opened for this course, I took advantage of it as soon as I could.
I think, like, okay, you bring up so many things I want to chat about. There are so many positions out there. So, like, we're a brand new therapist, and most of us have student debt, and we're like, we need to start working. Like, I know I want to work with kids. Here are options. And unfortunately, schools are a great place to work, but typically we're the only OT on staff. And for you, especially, like, you don't even have other schools within the district to, like, connect with, email with, even just get a little bit of support. And so I'm so proud of you for putting in the effort to find somebody and find something to help support you, because a lot of therapists out there, whether it be they don't have the time to find it, or they don't know what they need, I feel like it kind of ends up falling through the cracks a little bit, and you don't get that more direct support that you really could benefit from. And courses are fantastic. Like courses are, it gives you another tool in your toolbox, but if you don't have somebody who is helping support you through that course and what to do with that information, then what do you do with it? Because like, what you've gathered from that information, but if you add on the extra element of like someone saying, oh, this is how I use it, or hey, have you ever thought about this element to it as well? It's such an important piece to the puzzle and figuring it out. I'm happy you found us, and I'm happy you're
schooling,
here.
I felt like it did prepare me for the general. We had a whole semester dedicated to peds, and one of my level 2s was in a special needs preschool. Throughout the peds semester, funny story, I hated kids. I did not want to work with children. So during the peds semester, during school, I was like, okay, like I'll learn, but I don't want to do this. And I wish I paid more attention than I did. But then I fell in love with it during my level 2. And here I am, a school-based therapist, and never thought I would be here.
I will say that exact thing. Like if you are a student on here in OT school, don't discredit anything because you have no idea what you're going to fall in love with. And with every field work, some are great, some are not so great, but it is giving you information, and you might be surprised how quickly you fall in love with something else. And also how awesome that you had an entire peds semester.
Which
very, very jealous.
Hurt some of our knowledge, but we spent a good 3 months on peds.
Amazing. We had a peds course. Yeah. And that was kind of it. I feel like we did not have like extensive knowledge on peds. So you don't have any mentorship in your program or in your job right now. What has been your favorite thing about this mentorship program so far?
I like that you go through the PowerPoint before, and then we have a Zoom after. I think it gives us time to ask questions, and our Zoom is not spent you going through the PowerPoint. So it's not spent as a lecture style. It's more of a conversation, which I like.
So for anybody who doesn't know, basically the structure of this is each week you are sent a pre-recorded presentation on our specialty topic. And so you have a week to watch that recording. They're anywhere between 15 and 40 minutes, depending on the topic. And with that, you also get a ton of resources and research articles and things to go along with that piece of information. And so just like Taylor's saying in the live, when I first started this group, I did it the opposite, and I didn't do the pre-recorded thing, but I was just figuring everything out. And it took up so much time, and it didn't give us enough time to have the conversations, which I think are so important for understanding and for sharing knowledge. So during our live, I would say we probably end up spending between like 45 minutes to an hour talking about the topic. And then we have anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes to talk about things not related specifically to that topic, which I also think is so important to help like you guys connect things to your caseload, or like ask questions about courses you want to take, or anything else that like comes up that you don't have other people to ask these questions to.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I will also say, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I just love, and I've said this before on here, but like love that everyone contributes their thoughts and like their experiences. There are times where people feel bad asking questions, and I'm always like, please ask all the questions, because that is what is helping support everyone. And like, while what you're asking about might not necessarily apply to everybody in the group, at some point it might. And us problem solving and figuring out what to do with a specific client, or how to treat, or like what treatment things to use, and having 8 other people give you suggestions, I think is so, so nice. Like I learned so much from you guys. What has been your favorite topic? So for everyone, Taylor also hasn't finished the program yet. She still has about a month left.
So I think
we're into the feeding
favorite topic
section.
has been handwriting, because I'm in a school and we do so much of it. And I think you really helped me with the creativity, because handwriting can be very boring. And I think I've gotten stuck a little bit with making it more creative. Handwriting, and then I loved the social skills piece, because that's another huge piece that I do. And then the sensory topic was interesting for me, but it's just not all those tools are readily available to me.
Right. And I try. So, and also the one that we didn't get a chance. So there's been some things happening over the past 12 weeks. So one of the sessions is treatment. And in that, which we're doing in a few weeks, in that is talking about how to use a lot of those tools, or how to work on sensory processing while in a school and while having less equipment for you to use. So we will talk about it. So it will be helpful. We've just kind of gone out of order this round. So social emotional learning, talking about all the different programs in interoception, and handwriting. Awesome. I feel like sometimes the handwriting conversation can be iffy depending on who's doing what. And I feel like this group had awesome conversations in the handwriting topic. There were lots of good conversations happening with that. Okay, last question. How has this group helped you as a therapist? I know you mentioned being a little bit more creative with some of the things you were doing.
With giving tools to the parents. With one of the big files you shared is co-regulation with a parent. And I sent that PDF to five parents, and then the turning food into fun. I have a couple kids that eating very does not want to eat, very picky eaters. So I sent that also to parents. So I think it's helping me in my relationship to parents, because they're like, "You're amazing with all this." I'm like, little do you know, it's not really me.
It is you. It is you. You're using the tools that you are given, which every single therapist does. We go out and we gather tools, whether it be through courses, resources, mentorship, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's you that's doing
really
the work.
Just expanding my knowledge. And then to my supervisor, the director of SPED, they were very impressed that I'm doing all of this. So showing them that I want to continue learning.
I will say that in every interview I've ever been on, that is one of the biggest things that people want to see, is that you do have areas that you want to expand your knowledge on, that you are consistently seeking out knowledge. There should never be a time period, and I don't care if you've been practicing for 40 years, there should never be a time where we think that we know everything and there's nothing left to learn, and we just become stagnant. And there is always something that we can do to make our practice better. And owners of clinics, schools, everybody, they want to see that. They want to see that you have that drive. And it also shows that you do have this independence, and that you have this intrinsic drive to support yourself and seek out things. So I do think that taking this course and expanding in all of those areas is really, really helpful. And really
one
great
of
to
my,
see
I don't want to be in school forever. One of my long-term goals is to be in a sensory clinic. And so it's really preparing me for that and helping me learn more and see therapists that are there right now and the challenges that they are facing. So for better for me.
Yeah. And right. And I think, and that was kind of my point with the asking questions, is we're not going to be in our current job for the rest of our lives. Are we going to move to a clinic? Is somebody else going to move to a school? Are you going to start doing early intervention or home-based? All of these things will eventually help you regardless of where you go. And the fact that you have a lifetime access to all of our different topics. So if you do decide to go into a sensory clinic, you can then go back and rewatch the 3 weeks on sensory, and rewatch social emotional learning, or rewatch feeding, because you're probably going to have some feeding kids. And so I think that lifetime access is such a big piece. Another thing you might not you obviously know this, Taylor, but for anybody else, she was mentioning the resources. When you sign up for the group mentorship program, you get access to all of my resources on TPT, and everyone has access to all my free resources, but you also get all my free resources in this bundle. So you can share any of those with your clients, with your parents, and then you also get activity guides. I think there might be like 8 of them in there now, which are grouped by theme, and they have different activities to help you in your practice. So it could be fine and visual motor. Well, it definitely has fine and visual motor, feeding activities, sensory exploration, and then sensory motor. And so it's like a set of 20 different activities for each theme. So lots of great resources that come along with.
And then I love that we get a discount on the one-on-one sessions. I've already taken advantage of that, and it was amazing. So that helps a lot. I'm going to book another one in the near future.
We had a fun time going over an evaluation for a while. I think my whole goal with this is really to help you guys feel supported and more knowledgeable and more confident, and like everything that I'm providing and having that discount on one-on-ones, like the group is fantastic, but if there is an area that you want to deep dive in, or you want dedicated time to talk about a specific client, or specific, like you wanted to talk about writing evals, we got 60 minutes to do that. I think that is so, so helpful. And I think that everyone should take advantage of that. Anything else that you wanted to share? And it can be now.
Comes to mind right now. I love that we can continue it after the program's over, and that we continue meetings, not as frequently, but that those resources are still available.
Yeah, you still have the connection, you still have the group, the community, and that support. I think I posted this also, if you guys didn't see the last post that I did, we just did a little like mini lesson on PDA, pathological demand avoidance, with my Thursday group, and I took a course. Go into my stories, you'll see the link at Peace Parents, and it's a $25 course. She has a bunch of them listed on there, both for parents and for therapists. And it was a 2-hour mini course on how to best serve your PDA clients. It was awesome. So like then diving deeper into some other things is especially fun when we get past our 12 weeks. And then if you want to continue with mentorship. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you guys are interested in joining the program, like I said, enrollment closes Monday, but my guess is these spots will probably go before then. There's 6 spots left, 3 on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 3 on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I had a morning Wednesday thing open. Nobody signed up yet, which I did not expect anyone to. It was just kind of a like, let's throw it out there and see if anyone wants a morning slot. But it needs 5 to go, so I'm guessing that is not going to happen. I'm just going to check real quick to see if there were any questions in here. I don't think that there was. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me. Thank you, Taylor, for coming on and hanging out with me a little.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, everybody.